So hey there, everybody. Today we're going to talk about going beyond mapping and modeling. On this channel, you have often found me talking about doing different construction locations, progression reporting, and we do really enjoy doing these larger sites. But there is more to doing our drone work than just maps and models. We've got videos, we've got 360s, we've got stills. We have unique projects that tie regular photography together with our aerial work. And let me just go ahead and we're going to hit this and talk as this just plays through here. So these aren't all clean clips. Some of these clips haven't been edited yet or edited in other parts of our video. So in the case of this particular project, we're going to talk about the workflow of the project from start to finish, starting right now today. So several weeks ago, we were contacted by a potential client who had a 40-acre property that is an off-grid property here in Arizona. So it's in an area called Skull Valley. And when I was contacted by the owner, they weren't quite sure what they wanted yet, but they are going to be selling the home and all of the acreage and all of the off-grid utilities like solar and wind. It's all just an incredibly interesting project for me. And I hope that you're going to find it interesting as well. So, okay, this is still playing through. Good deal. Now, when the client got in touch, they got in touch through our email contacts. And so we started off our relationship talking back and forth in email. They weren't ready to do the property yet. You can see it's not, perfectly green or anything. It's still earlier in the spring. This is several weeks ago now. Here we are in May. And now the clients are looking to get going. So they want to start documenting the site and they want to make a really cool video. That's one of their priorities. They want some great still images. They want some 360 images. And most likely we're also going to be doing a flight for mapping and modeling. Now they might not be interested in this, but we're going to use this as a teaching example for you as well. And some of this you're going to see on YouTube. Some of this is actually over on our Teachable site, and we'll talk more about that as well. So I was just meandering around the property, checking things out, getting an aerial view. We weren't going to work that day, but we wanted to get an idea of what was actually happening here. And so that's part of our workflow. We need to know what the property looks like, what we're going to be flying for, because when you're doing video flights versus doing mapping flights, there are some major differences in them. You can also see that the landscape here, whoa, sorry about that, that this landscape here is rough and rolling, has beautiful rock formations. So there's a lot we're going to be working around. So after our initial call, we suggested meeting up and actually checking out the property. That is part of my workflow on a regular basis. I don't just say yes to a particular property for construction or photography or video. When we get a call from a client, if possible, we like to go check the work site out ahead of time. So there's the first flight around in there, and let's just close that up. And so this is kind of a messy one, but it's just us feeling things out on the property here. Let me move my mouse out of the way. So, just taking a look around the property there. So they have this really cool windmill that actually pumps into that small pond down there. They've got, rolling mountainous terrain here. So we've got a lot of up and down. We've got, the rocks coming up along the sides of this canyon. So we got down there, we got to check it out, and then we came back to the office to, make some run some ideas by the clients and, have them think about what they would like to do. Now, at this point, after doing the initial meeting, we had ideas of our own, and we do have this full workflow that we go through when we're sharing things with our clients. We like to actually guide the process, but of course, we're asking them to help out as well. And when I say that we have a workflow, I'm going to go ahead and close this one here. And we're going to go right over here. So in one of our classes over on Teachable, classes.azdrone.net, I have an entire class about how to do your flight planning, how to do your workflow, how to have a conversation with your clients as well. Because in the end, we're making deliverables for those clients, not for ourselves. So this is all about what the client wants to see, what the client wants to use, and how the client wants to proceed. But up here on screen, I'm showing you part of the beginning of our workflow process. So once again, classes.azdrone.net, and you will see our workflow class prominent at the beginning of our class lists. For those of you who are here right now, just to let you know, there's a 30% discount off of our workflow class. And that's for those of you who've come over here, seen it on YouTube or seen it on another link and came in. So the actual price coupon to get it down by 30% is all caps, 30, the number 30, and then the word percent, all in caps. And when you're checking out, you'll get 30% off of that workflow class. So in the workflow class, we have our we've got such a list of things here, but here is our full sheet. Now, I'm sure you can take a screenshot, but if this is interesting to you, go check that class out. But we've got our initial client contact, which we had with them weeks ago. We had multiple conversations on what they wanted to do and what we thought would work for them. And so that's our client contact. Then we do our flight planning, which we scroll down below here to talk about how we're setting up the flight work that we're going to be doing for the clients, whether, what type of flights it is, like I said, maps and models or video or waypoints. We talk through, setting each of these things up. So after flight planning, of course, you've got flight execution, data post-processing, and then data presentation. And that's all in that course. Now, let's get back to what's happening in the next couple of days. So at the start of next week, we're going to be going to the client site. We've talked through what we want to do. We've talked through deliverables with the clients. So we are going to be going over to that site, and we're going to be bringing some extra toys and gadgets as well for some of the things they wanted. So in addition to the Mavic 3 Enterprise, we're going to be bringing the Avata 1. So, the not as great Avata, but we're going to be using that to fly around some of these really cool locations here. And I'll go ahead and play this, for instance, while we're still talking here. But so they would like some cool flights through the vineyard that you see here. And yes, they did have a vineyard in here for a period of time. They also have a workshop in here, the home, and some outbuildings. So they'd like to use the Avata to get in and out of some tight places and make some cool additional video. Also, video coming down their driveway. So they've got a very long, narrow driveway. So that will be getting captured. So the Avata is coming. The Mavic 3 Enterprise is coming, just in case a Mavic 2 Pro is also coming along. And it's not just about the drones. We're going to be bringing along a gimbal for iPhone 14s, and we're also going to be bringing along a GoPro. So we've got several pieces of equipment that we're going to use to share with you and to share with the clients. And finally, this was just a quick little video that we set up for the owners just to have a little fun with it. And this really gave them a lot of ideas. So after that initial contact and figuring out what we want to do for the overall project site, we shared this quick video with the clients, and they were absolutely enthused because this is the type of thing that they're looking for. So they wanted some cool video, they wanted the still images for doing the sale of the home, and they wanted the grand tour around because there's so much amazing in here. So coming up next week, we're going to be capturing all this, putting some of this together for the clients, and we're going to go through our process as we're doing all of this. So we're going to bring you along with some of this. So next week, you should start seeing some new YouTube videos on this workflow class and on this particularly amazing site that, it's such an opportunity to do this. We love doing the construction stuff, but something like this is just, there's this extra thrill factor here to display such a property. So we're really looking forward to it. And of course, we're really looking forward to sharing it with you too. Be sure to like and subscribe, and go ahead and get in touch with us. Contact us if you'd like, and let me know what you think about this upcoming project. And if you'd like to do something like this, what else would you like from us to get you going on these types of really slick projects. All right, everyone, I'm going to wrap this one up so that we don't go too over time here. And we'll be getting all of our gear together, checking everything over and making sure that we are ready and that we meet all of our own requirements for that contact, the planning, and what we'll be doing with them is the flight execution, and then back at the office, data processing and data presentation. We'll see you all again really soon. Sorry we've been missing from YouTube again. It's been a crazy couple of weeks, and maybe at some point in time, I'll pop that up for you here as well to let you know all of the nutty stuff that we've been doing over the past 2 weeks. See you again soon, everyone.